Contrary to popular belief, the rate of population coming into the Denver area is actually decreasing. In fact, this is the slowest rate of growth ever since 1989. So what is going on behind the numbers? Why are fewer people coming into the Denver area? And isn't Denver supposed to be the haven for outdoor lovers and millennials alike? We're going to be going over all of those details and why the population rate is decreasing within the Denver area, all in this video. Many news outlets like the Rocky Mountain PBS or the Colorado Department of Local Affairs or DOLA, they're bringing up some alarming statistics. Births are going down, deaths are going up, in-migration into Denver is actually going down, and emigration going out of Denver is going up. With the pandemic happening and remote work becoming more popular, you would have seen a huge influx of people coming into the Denver area due to COVID. With the option of living anywhere, Colorado, or more specifically Denver, looked pretty attractive in my opinion. Or so I thought. There's actually been a decrease in the rate of population increase ever since 2020. And according to macrotrends.com, the population has been increasing pretty steadily around 1.81% ever since 2002 all the way up to 2019. But then you start to see a decline in population increase. Looking at 2020, it only increased about 1.3%. And then in 2024, the population is set to increase by only 1.1%. Taking a look at DOLA's total population change from 2010 to 2020, all 11 counties in the greater Metro Denver area were seeing some significant increase in population just all over greater Metro Denver. But when you look at the 2020 to 2023 map, Jefferson County and even Denver County saw some major declines in population. With that being said, why are less people coming into the Denver area and even the Jefferson County area, which is like right on the foothills of the Rocky Mountains? And what really is being attracted by the Denver lifestyle? So who does Colorado actually attract? So from 2010 to 2019, a significant portion of the population coming into Colorado, or more specifically Denver, are people between the ages of 20 and 40 years old. Comparing that with the other two popular western states, Arizona attracts a lot of retirees due to its warm weather, and California is seeing a net loss, especially for people over the age of 30. They're just leaving California. And after looking at the data, it looks like a lot of retirees that have grown up in Denver stay in Denver rather than move to Phoenix because a lot of their families grew up with them in the state of Colorado. In fact, according to MetroVision, by the year 2040, at least 1 in 4 residents within the Metro Denver area will be retirees. Executive Director at the Data Driven Economic Strategies, Tatiana Bailey, actually pins the emigration away from Denver to increasing unaffordability with the housing market. She has been quoted saying, "We're just too expensive for a lot of people to move here, and that's particularly unfortunate. The proportion of homes that were affordable to the median household income was 71% in 2019, and now we're down to 25% according to the Housing Opportunity Index." CityCast had on a guest, Elizabeth Garner, who is the state demographer, talking about the Denver's declining population. She attributes the decrease in population due to the slowing amount of births, increase in deaths, and also a lot of people just leaving the Denver area. And with all that in combination, it just does not look that great for Denver's economy because we want to attract more families and young professionals coming into the Colorado area. More than 50% of the counties within the state are noticing a natural decline in population, which means that there is more deaths than births over the past 2 years. Before we continue on more with Ms. Garner's data, I do want to mention that this could just be a generational thing. Personally, I'm seeing a lot of my millennial friends and peers and also Gen Zers just delay getting married and having children. And if I were to bet on it, I would anticipate that the slower birth rates are just not Colorado specific. I think that's also nationwide. I mean, a lot of this generational thing is not specific to any sort of state, but it might be more affected by these higher cost of living areas like Denver or Colorado in general. So anyways, going into Ms. Garner's data again, looking at international people coming from out of the country into the state of Colorado, we have been seeing a net migration basically coming into the state of 15,000 people. However, out-migration coming from Colorado going out into other states was about 239,000 people, which means you lost about 9,000 people in just that 2022 period. I'm just gonna be frank here and just say that maybe this is what Denverites want. Denverites have been known to not let the cat out of the bag and letting the world know that Colorado is actually a pretty cool place to live. In fact, Colorado voters rejected a referendum to fund the 1976 Olympic Games, basically meaning that they just denied the Olympic Games happening in the Denver area. But in my opinion, I think the cat is already out of the bag because the Denver metro area is pushing 3 million people already, which is kind of crazy. And in my opinion, it all comes down to affordability, whether that's groceries, gas, or even housing. People need to have a solid financial basis before they can actually decide to move here to Colorado, or more specifically Denver. And if we're not attracting the younger generation, it is likely due to the lack of affordable housing options. And if the next generation doesn't want to move here, then you're losing out a lot of the population increases and economic development happening specifically in Denver. And when the median home price in Denver is about $600,000 and a rentable place to live for a 2-bedroom place is about $2,200 per month, it's really hard for a single person to just live here in the Denver area. On a more macro scale, population is decreasing just because a lot of things are becoming more unaffordable, like I mentioned earlier. Grocery prices are going up, the cost of living is going up, and even childcare is going up. And so when you see these millennials and Gen Zers look at the cost of these items, they're like, yeah, I do not want to start a family anytime soon until I get my career in gear. And just how unaffordable is it getting in the Denver area? According to Meredith Moon, chief economist at the Metro Denver Economic Development Corporation, in Denver, it's estimated that you need a salary of $160,000 to afford a median-priced home, said Moon. In 2015, we had our highest net population increase. The median home price was about half of what it is now. And right now, approximately 47% of the households within the state make less than $75,000 per year. But even if you're making $75,000 in your household and you just want to settle in and have a home, I'm here to help because I work with a lot of first-time home buyers and people that want to make money on their primary residence so that they can get in with as little money as possible and make as much money as possible on their primary residence. And how does one do that? Well, I specialize on house hacking and helping people relocate and move within the city of Denver or the greater Metro Denver area. So if you're ever curious about that stuff, you can schedule a free one-on-one call with me down in the description below. I just want to help you out and make sure that you're capitalizing on the Denver economics and making your wealth ride with inflation and just be a part of this economic boom within the city of Denver. Very interesting information, and population is definitely a key economic driver for the future of the Denver area. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you want to hit me up, all my contact information is down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.